Hello, welcome to Free Cheese, episode 304. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com.
Hentai.
Yeah.
Side. Remember,
You gotta get that machine learning to find us.
If we're gonna say it, we gotta say it in like the first 30 seconds, right? That's when the machine learning's probably really looking.
That's when a human would be looking, right? A human's gonna, which is good. You're hitting both markets. Human comes in, they hear hentai in the first 30 seconds, sold. They're sticking around. Congratulations. Machine learning, that's gonna scan everything, spit back the keywords.
I mean, I would stay in traffic if I saw hentai come up on an electronic billboard.
That was the best. What a hero. Like, God, I fucking... Can you imagine? Like, I've seen some shit on Billboard, and fucking, like, the stupid-ass, those,
The electronic signs.
yeah, the ones that say left lane
Stop,
closed up
camera
ahead,
time. I've
whatever.
seen that.
Yeah, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one where, like, someone tried to be cute on May 4th. I think I bitched about it on the podcast, probably. I've seen little dumb things like that, but can you imagine just driving by and it's just fucking pure hentai on a goddamn billboard?
And you can't do anything because you're stuck in the middle lane of traffic.
They can't do anything.
You're
don't want to do anything.
But your 6-year-old kid's like, oh, what's that? You're like,
Shouldn't have had the kid, man. Put that shit in park. Fucking hang out. It's party time.
Speaking about kids, I guess Happy Father's Day for those that are listening.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations on that. Park your car in park and watch hentai on the freeway. Speaking of hentai, Mark could not be here tonight. There was an open mic competition. First prize winner gets to spend a night watching Fred Durst drive go-karts and receives a signed copy of Triforce Heroes. But, although he's not here, Mark he wants that copy of Triforce Heroes. But he gave me some answers to his questions. I'm going to ask Matt some questions later on, and Mark has already given me his responses so that he's not out of the picture here.
Fred Durst.
You just get to watch him for it. It sounds pretty cool. No one else is racing. It's just Fred Durst by himself on a track with a go-kart.
Oh, God. I'm trying to picture whether or not his hat will fly off.
Of course it will. And
what's underneath of there?
Well, another hat. It's never-ending hats. Fred, he fucked with the governor, so that way you're not limited to what that engine can do. Fred Durst got it cranked up. You're gonna watch him go around at 35 miles an hour instead of 32. It's gonna be good. Mark will be back next week. Of course, we just came out of E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. How you feeling post E3?
Oh, it was bad.
Bad. Oh, that's where you're walking away. I was gonna ask later on where you fall. Bad.
I was interested for 15 minutes looking back.
Wow. Not even the first half of Microsoft?
The ending. If you end a conference bad, it just sours the whole thing. It's like a bad pay-per-view. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 5 good matches. If the end sucks,
The whole thing sucks. Yeah,
you just soured my whole night.
Yeah, no, I get it. Have a shitty main course.
Yeah, man.
Forget that you had those bomb-ass chicken wings at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Which some would say just order chicken wings as the main course. That's what I would do.
And I was all for just the chicken wings. Especially that Square conference, man. They were the best chicken wings.
Oh, it was real good chicken wings at that Square conference, and then they fucking
and then I got some
lobbed
bad
down some
fucking
bullshit
fish.
prosciutto at the end.
No. Oh my God, no. The goddamn charcuterie board is an appetizer, and that's exactly what I got at that Square conference.
I mean, you can go back and you can listen to our kind of reactions day by day in our E3 podcast, but dude,
look, it wasn't as bad as I'm saying, but
but Avengers was bad.
Oh, Avengers was terrible.
And like I'm like, okay, well maybe they're showing stuff behind closed doors to the press and stuff. Like, nope, it's just bad. It's just not a good. Oh well.
What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. Good week otherwise? Post E3?
Yeah, dude, I had some weird sleep issues because my work required me to work a little overnight. Mm-hmm. And by little, I mean all night. Then I went to an Orioles game. I watched Game 7 that night. And then I worked
Capitals
late.
won?
You know what? The team that I wanted to win the Stanley Cup with the 2 teams that were left won, so I'm happy.
Who was it?
The St. Louis Blues.
Who was the other one?
The Boston Bruins. And the city of Boston, let's just keep in mind, has already won 2 championships this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Patriots won the Super Bowl last year.
Okay.
And then the Red Sox won the World Series.
Oh. Is Boston the one that has that guy that's a dick? Hockey guy that we were talking about?
Brad Marchand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
He's over there.
Was
he the little rattle nice?
Was he being full rat during this?
Of course.
Huh. You got an example for the folks at home of,
No,
and for me, because I'm genuinely.
I don't have a good example. He's just I wish I could. This was video, so I can show that GIF that I showed you of him.
Of him just fucking, not him, but
of a midget. It looks like the Penguin.
Yeah.
Trying to fight someone,
just instigating shit.
Yeah.
And running away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Game 7 was good.
Actually, it was a little bit of a blowout. St. Louis won 4-1. They just seemed to dominate the entire time.
Not bad.
It was nice. Our dear teams made a little negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
The Washington Capitals did a little trade with the Philadelphia Flyers. Traded some defensemen.
They got Eric Lindros finally, huh?
Oh, God, no, I don't want him. Concussion syndrome. He's the definition of it. No. You all got Matt Niskanen, and we received Radko Gudas.
I don't know either of those people, but okay. Was it a
Matt
good...
Niskanen's a top 4 defenseman, and Radko Gudas is probably, just kind of... he's got some star power, but I don't think he's as good as Matt Niskanen. It was a salary cap thing for the Caps. We had to get rid of some money, and you gave us him, and you retained some of his contract.
I didn't do shit, but that's fine. What do you mean retained some of his contract?
So they retained 30% of the contract. So if you all were paying him like $3 million or whatever, you were still paying him what? $900,000 of that per year.
That's cool. So it saves Capitals money.
Mm-hmm.
It still costs the Flyers money.
It was a little bit though, not as much. So they were trying to do some of that money. They could.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now they can put hentai on billboards.
Good.
Coming to Philadelphia near you. Hentai billboards. What's next then? Just watching the baseball season continue to spiral out of control?
Maybe start using an MLB TV that I got because I'm not watching the Orioles, man. It's bad.
What's the record?
We went to the it's a lot to a little. Or sorry, it's a little to a lot the other way around. Yeah, no, me and my sister went to that game during Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
We were starting to watch, and the Orioles were actually winning there for a bit. Or no, it was competitive. I forget which night it was now. But we were like, yeah, we were let's go to the bar across the street and watch Game 7. Because how do you see a Game 7 hockey, right?
Yeah.
So, we watched a little bit of it at Pickles across the street, and then went home and watched the rest of it.
Love that. Fucking Orioles game. Let's go watch hockey on TV.
We got 8 more of these things left.
Ooh, that's a way to look at it. All right. I just realized I'm like leaning all the way sideways. I tend to do that when it's...
It's because I don't sit across. I'm stubborn and stay on my seat when there's only the 2 of us.
No, but then I just start leaning in a weird way. I went to a Barnes & Noble yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get any Funko Pops in the Funko Pop section?
I grabbed a couple. No. I haven't been in a Barnes & Noble in a real long while. But, yeah, did a pop in. Still Barnes & Noble. I don't know how much longer the place is going to last. It's holding out, but...
Digital print's going to kill it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I wanted to buy a book. And I was like, oh, let me go. Oh. So.
Oh, no.
No, it's nothing dumb. I mean, it's dumb, but it's not that dumb. There was a lot of interviews with Miyazaki this week post the Elden Ring announcement. Is that what it's called?
Oh, is that the From Software game? And
obviously a lot of the questions are surrounding why George R.R. Martin, what led you to that, and blah, blah, blah. And it came up basically that one of his favorite books by George R.R. Martin is called Fever Dream, and it's some cool-ass modern tale of... it's a vampire story. I don't know the details of it fully, but he sung its praises. And then there was something to the effect of, like, everyone at the studio before they start work on a game has to read this book. And it was like, shit, all right, what's this fucking book? And I looked it up, and the cover in Apple Books is just garbage. It's just, I'm picky about that shit. In a digital format, I could really give a fuck, but I was like, ugh, God. And it says real big on the top of it, like, from the hit TV show, fucking Game of Thrones. I was like, just fucking say George R. No one, you don't need to. All right. So, I was like, well, maybe if I'm wandering around a bookstore, maybe they'll have it in a way that's not so ugly. It's the exact same fucking cover. And I was like, well, and I also thought, I'll just buy it digitally because it'll be cheaper anyway. Same price, but I still walked out not buying it. I think it'd be better just to have on my iPad and flip between iPad and phone at will.
iCloud. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. The convenience.
Now, important. Did the George R. R. Martin thing say writer of the books, or did it just say of Game of Thrones?
It said, maybe I'm wrong. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure it said from the author of the hit TV series. Hold on. Let's find out for sure.
It's important that they emphasize the books now because the show writers are fucking hate it right now.
All right, never mind.
There is some heavy heel heat.
Yeah, that's what I heard. No, okay. It says #1 New York Times bestselling author of Game of Thrones. So not anything to do with the TV show. I thought it did hit TV shows. Maybe there's a sticker on the book that said now a major or whatever the fuck.
Like Oprah's book club.
Yeah. It was like fucking I Am Legend is such a fantastic novel. Or it's not even a novel. It's real short. It's like a little novella. But you can't buy that fucking thing without Will Smith on the front of it.
Oh,
like the movie is so. I mean, obviously the movie's always different than the book, but yeah.
I almost thought about buying the Halloween novel. The 2018 Halloween.
They put that in like a novel form?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I always wanted to see like the other end of it because we always shit on a movie after it's been a book, right? I want to see what a book does to a movie. See if it has anything. But then
you're going to go into it kind of picturing.
But there's that, and I've already kind of, between the subreddit and just people talking, I've already kind of know the differences.
Yeah.
It just sounds like they flush out more of the scenes.
Which I'm okay with.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how much more character do I need Michael Myers to have? You know, it's better when you don't know.
I really don't. That was why I hated the Rob Zombie ones. It was just because they gave him too much of a background. It's like, no. He should be a fucking faceless ghost monster.
The first one was like fine.
It was fine, but it didn't.
That second one was garbage.
Yeah. No. Hung out in the magazine section for a little bit.
There you go.
Man, one, there's still a lot of magazines. Two, a lot of weed magazines.
Of course.
Yeah. But no, I was surprised. I sent a picture to our group chat. I did not realize that, one, there's still an official PlayStation magazine in the UK that's sold over here. And two, they put Vita on the front cover. No, that doesn't.
Vita lives.
God, somewhere.
Dude, they announced the game for the Vita at E3, man.
That's true. Who was it? Square?
Yeah, it was Square. It was one of those JRPG ones.
Romancing Saga, maybe? I can't remember now.
Yeah, one of those.
Well, speaking of E3, later on we're going to go into who out of us won our predictions, and we'll take a look back at that. We've got a couple. I got a couple questions to close out E3, but first, Matt, did you play anything this week?
I did. It's things you've already heard me talk about.
What?
So I'm not going to bore you with those. I'm just going to mention I'm still playing Rocket League and Dota 2 religiously.
Okay.
I did sample a couple things. I'm going to do a little mark here.
Before you do a little mark, can I interrupt?
Yes.
Did you sample Underlords?
Yes, I did.
That's part of your sampling?
That's part of my sampling.
All right, proceed. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, so as an owner of the Battle Pass, I got into the exclusive beta before it opens up later this week. I think it's Wednesday it's going to open up. That is fucking just auto chess with a different coat of paint on it. Good or bad? Where are you landing on this? It's good. It's auto chess. Now, okay. So first question, you said you got this because of the Battle Pass. If I buy the Battle Pass right now, do I get... Correct. Okay. But if you're you're at the point now, by the time this airs, if you're buying the Battle Pass just to get access to this, just wait 2 days. But I can't wait, man. No, I'm just asking, if someone wanted to jump in, oh, yeah, shit, I'll get the Battle Pass. Yeah, it's very limited right now. I don't even think, the first, ranked season or whatever goes live until the open beta goes out. Right now, you're just matching up with people if you want to. Yeah. Or you can play against bots. Okay. Which, whatever. And then part 2, are you more inclined, I think you've answered this before, but are you more inclined to stick with this one over the
other one from the original
Well, I
because
haven't
it's the Dota?
played the other one yet because it never came to iOS. I'm more than willing to try it, or when it comes to Epic, whatever one. And now evidently League of Legends is doing their own kind of auto chess now too.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
great.
Yeah,
I won't play that one.
like,
no.
are you in it for the auto chess? Or are you in it for the Dota? Are you in it for both?
I like the genre of auto chess. I think it's a unique strategy thing that it's very fast paced, but is also long. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's some. There's just this weird formula that clicks with me, and I think the Dota one makes some changes to the formula a little bit. But like I said, I don't know exactly what they are without really playing it.
So they made the original, but they're changing even what they did in the original, and Valve is kind of sticking with what Dota had done.
Yeah, it seems like it. Underlords is very much auto chess like the way I know it now. Like I said, it has a different coat of paint.
Yeah.
There's some things that I wish UI-wise it was a little bit different, or it's going to be me getting used to. Like, for instance, I'm so used to having, like, hotkeys that I have familiarized because it's pretty much like the actual Dota, like, UI. And this one, I don't know what they are unless I accidentally stumble upon it. And because my keys are customized for Dota 2, those translate it right to auto chess.
That's cool.
Depends.
Oh.
Well, like, say, like, I changed my QWER to WASD.
Yeah,
and then use, like, my Q and E for items instead of having to, like, dip below that line.
Right.
So that stuff kind of accidentally carried over to auto chess, which you can get used to. But, like, you can't, because it feeds off the Dota UI, you can't have, like, auto chess be one set and Dota 2 be the other set. You have to remember to change them each time.
Oh, that sucks. I wonder if they'll fix that.
Or they won't fix it and they'll just let you customize the hotkeys and Underlords.
Is it running out of the Dota 2 client? Or
No,
is
it is its own. It is its own thing because when you...
I thought it was its own executable.
It is. When you go into the Dota 2 client, right away it's popped up like, hey, if you own the Battle Pass, click here to redeem your copy of Underlords. Click there, and it literally like bounces you out, gives you like a Steam page, and then it starts installing like its own thing. And when you get in there, it's definitely its own UI, coat of paint. Kind of reminds me of Artifact just a little bit, but that's fine.
Still, I'm not holding out hope. That's not the right expression in this case because I'm kind of just like occasionally looking to see if it's still breathing. Like, I could see it bleeding from here. I'm not sure if it's quite done yet, but maybe it'll wake back up.
It's one of those things where I think Valve has two of the most interesting stories of the year.
Yeah.
One of them being the death of Artifact, and then the other being a brand new genre and all of this competition all of a sudden.
So weird.
And all it took was them to make games.
Yeah. Okay, so the other thing I saw out of Underlords is there's new characters?
So I didn't get a chance to watch that video all the way through. I started watching it. I had not seen any like those new characters.
They're not in there. So that video kind of broke down that it's all like that video is all like leaked stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're all in the game as you play on the left-hand side. You've got like silhouette icons where it would normally be your player icon or your Steam whatever.
Oh, those are different.
But those are little silhouettes, and they're silhouettes of the unreleased characters.
That makes sense. I wasn't really paying attention to it.
When you go and look at it, then you see the...
Now I can see it, yeah.
And whoever the video was from, someone dug up the art that's somewhere, and you can see what they actually look like, and the one looks fucking badass. But I'm just curious if they're... How frequently do they add new heroes to Dota? Question 1.
You mean Dota 2?
No. My first question: How frequently do they add new characters
to the actual Dota?
To game? Dota 2, yeah.
Well, I mean, we just got 2 new characters in like the last 6 months. Okay. One right as TI. It was the night before TI ended. We got Grimstroke.
I remember that.
And then about a month or 2 ago, Mars came out, but they had announced Mars at that same TI. Time.
Yeah.
But before that, I don't know the last time a new character came out.
So do you think that these characters being added to Auto Chess are simply for Auto Chess, or are they going to come back into Dota?
I think they're probably going to stay in auto chess.
I'm sorry, Underlords. I need to get the right nomenclature.
I think they're going to stay there at least for a little bit. Dota 2 is its own weird meta that you have to be careful when you touch it just because of the competitive scene around it. Like, Valve's already kind of come out and say, like, hey, we have X amount of patches left until TI. And we've seen 2 of them already, and I don't see them doing many more, if not.
Well, that's what would seem weird to me. Is like if you just all of a sudden dumped 8 characters in that game, it would seem...
You can't. You just can't do it. Like, now, whenever they dump
unless you just wanted to fucking shift everything. You know, if that's one way to...
you can, but they don't even do that now. Like, when they added Grimstroke, I feel like it took a month and a half before he was able to be ranked picked.
Oh, man.
Because it's one of those things, like, you drop it, but it's such a delicate ecosystem. It's like, I don't know when to make him ranked yet. Now, Mars pretty much got in right away.
Yeah.
But I think still it had, like, a little buffer period.
I could see it as a, like, rip the carpet out. Like, hey, we're past TI. Here's 8 new characters to fuck everything up. Let's work through... I could see some weird shit like that happening, but...
I mean, there's still, like, minors and stuff, though. Like, a lot of it's building up, but you still have tournaments worth money and stuff. It's a weird, delicate ecosystem there. Right. But back to kind of Underlords base game. It is regular-ass auto chess. If you've played it before, you've heard me talk about it. You don't have to worry about, like, clicking a key, selecting the hero, and then clicking again. It's more like a drag and drop on where on the board you want them to. There are a couple little UI things that kind of like help you see like what that character kind of does, or like its initial like attack range. Like you kind of know if it's a ranged hero or a melee hero without really having to know the character, which is nice. You pretty much have almost all of your characters from auto chess, including a few extras, which I don't know if they came kind of after I fell off Dota, auto chess, or if they are just new to this game. And then the other thing is, for the most part, the classes are still there as you know them. They have different names, which is...
Like what?
Like an elf is like the elusive class.
Okay.
Just kind of, it's the same buffs as I remember them, but it's and the same number of characters to receive the buff.
They just gave it
it's just a different name, which being so used to seeing like Axe as a Warrior and
used to it from auto chess or from Dota?
There's those classes really aren't in Dota.
Okay,
so it's just an auto chess thing.
Okay.
So
which seems like another way they can differentiate themselves from the...
Yeah, and for the most part, a lot of characters are the same, just with the renaming. But there are some that gotten a little tweak that threw me off. And I've been away from auto chess for long enough where I kind of forgot what class goes where. And now with the rename of it, I was really like, oh shit, like what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. It was a little weird. But there's some decent UI stuff to kind of tell you like, hey, like, you're 2 away from getting the buff here, or there's some on your bench, or whatever. I feel like the UI in regular auto chess, once you kind of got used to it, you had more ability to see what was going on. This one, I feel like I'm clicking a little bit more to see what I want to see. And there's something to it, but like you in regular auto chess, you can only see your board, but you can still kind of see like some stuff that's going on outside, like Kunkka has this ship ultimate that he uses in auto chess, and like the way it travels, like it could start from your board. It doesn't affect your characters, but it starts on your board and comes crashing into the other board, and you kind of hear it. In this one, you don't have that. So in a weird way, like some of your scouting, you really have to like tab around more so than before.
Do you think that's a beta thing? Do you think that's a...
I think that's
design choice?
I think that's a design choice, which is something to get used to, right? Yeah. But it's just you kind of get used to like this open, because like auto chess takes place like on these 9 islands.
Right.
This one you're like underground, which is where the Underlords thing. So I think that has something to do with it as well.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's auto chess like it's just with a different coat of paint. Oh, and the heroes are cell shaded, which I'm so used to seeing them in their regular Dota 2 form. That's a little like, that's weird, but
I saw in that thing that'll be a toggle.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly.
All right, I'm fine with that.
I think in the next version of the beta that goes, I guess the one that's going live on Wednesday.
Probably.
it removes the cell shading, but then there's a patch note that says it'll be back. Something
whatever.
I think I read that it'll be a toggle between art styles.
It's just look, it's the same game. It just if you're so used to playing auto chess, you're gonna take. You have to get used to the UI again.
Yeah,
which is fine, but
I also saw complete crossplay with the iOS and Android versions, and cross progression to the point where you could start a game on your PC and pick up your phone and keep going with that
really
game.
cool. I didn't know about the cross progression. I knew it was cross like save, kind of like that.
Yeah. But you could literally start one and be like, oh shit, I gotta go, and then just keep playing as you're walking out the door.
I'd be curious. I think the open beta is when it decides to come to iOS and Android and all that stuff. So
that'll be out on Wednesday
I
as well?
think so, from what I'm gathering. So I'd be curious to see what that looks like finally on an iPad or something like that.
You don't think it'll be good on phone?
It's going to be too small on phone.
Yeah.
It's too crowded.
Yeah.
I mean, Hearthstone was too crowded for me, and that's just a card game.
Yeah. No, doing Steam Link to my phone to fuck around with Magic is just like...
Yeah, there's a lot there.
It's fine, I can do it, but it's a lot of... Yeah.
Yep. And then I guess the other part of my little sampler is that Roller Champions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you talked a little bit about that on the Nintendo, or not Nintendo, but the final wrap-up day. But so the Ubisoft's...
kind of Rocket League-ish roller derby game. I don't want to repeat what I said before because I didn't play too much more of it after the fact. But I like that game's DNA. I think there's something to the formula they have there. It's fun. It's arcadey. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's not too like simulation-based. I really like the skating physics. Like it really emphasizes like using hills and gaining speed and what happens when you lose speed. So there's just it's like Rocket League. There is just enough there to make you like there is a next level of good. But like anyone can kind of pick it up and kind of succeed in a way. Like Rocket League though, I feel like once someone picks up the meta or like the way to do it, it's going to become the norm, and you're going to have to kind of adjust or kind of figure out how to adjust to it, and then it's just going to be a meta game after that, which every game is at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to have that Rocket League thing of like once you figure it out, you're going to have it figured out until someone else figures out what to do next.
And this is more Overwatch in its approach with you're playing as like set characters, or
no, everyone's equal. There's no like you have different characters, different looks, but it's purely cosmetic from what I'm gathering.
Can you modify your look?
Not during the E3 demo, but there's definitely going to be a customized button that
fully make it look like you want to look like.
I guess it would not let me go into that. It says not available during the beta.
Okay, but theoretically,
yeah,
that's cool.
And then I said it on the podcast at E3, but like they're going to put some music licensing into it. Like I heard Chainsmokers,
right.
So like they're going to really go for it here. I think a little bit. And
they didn't do a date on that, did they?
No, but I still think this is gonna be free to play. I keep seeing free to play, so I don't know what that. I'm sure there'd be some kind of $20 buy-in for some startup
premium
cosmetics.
Yeah.
There is a progression system. It's called fans. I don't know what that's gonna do for you at the end of the day. I don't know if it's gonna unlock cosmetics for you or whatever. But as you play,
it smell like a battle pass?
Potentially, but I don't know what they do besides cosmetics. And I don't know how many cosmetics you can do. Like, I guess you can do skates, pants, hairstyle, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, like, I don't care.
Yeah. I feel like I'd get the skates I want and then kind of...
Like, with Dota, like, I could get, like, a new terrain. Pretty much like a new map, but it's the same map. Sure. I can get character cosmetics. I can get sound clips just to use for taunting purposes. I can get cursor packs. Sound packs, announcer packs.
Some of that stuff coming along, but also.
So yeah, there's different arenas. There was 2 arenas during that demo. One was like a stadium vibe, and the other one was just like, oh, you're in a fucking skate park outside. So
that's cool.
Yeah, there's some different.
It's good they have 2 already. Yeah. That was the problem I had with Disc Jam when that came out. I don't know why I keep going back to Disc Jam with this Roller Champions game, but I'm kind of
like same DNA where like that game had just more mechanics. It's just the polish wasn't there. This one, I get that sense of polish. I just wish there was like another mechanic added to it because right now dodging a hit feels too easy. I wish there was some kind of like rock, paper, scissors where like there's like a hit high and you have to duck low, or there's a hit low and you have to like jump over them or something like that, just to kind of keep your opponent guessing on how you're going to try to tackle them.
Because you're kind of just always moving in that circle.
Yeah, I mean, you can go against the circle too. I mean, that's another strategy to try to hit them head on. But like the idea I'm already kind of getting is like you want your dude in the middle, you want a guy up front and a guy behind you skating with you. That guy behind you is kind of keeping an eye for those trying to track you and pushes them out of the way. And that dude in front of you is the guy that tries to take out the assholes going against the like the current, as I would say. But we'll see what that game does when it comes out officially. But like I'm interested.
I'm curious on it. It looked neat. I'm looking up Disc Jam to see if there's any update or anything. I don't think there is.
I mean, that game came to Switch. That was like the last big thing I remember.
Game came out in 2017.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
It was like early too, I want to say.
It was like March.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, we'll see with that game.
Yeah.
I'm curious though. Definitely a good first impression. I think it needs a little bit of work, but I mean, alpha, pre-alpha, whatever
pre-alpha
the fuck
test.
it is. Yeah.
Well, right after I think you left on Tuesday afternoon, I was staring at my Switch. I had $40 set aside for Metroid Prime. I was like, just in case. I really didn't think they were gonna, but I was like, because they will release that Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch when they have footage to show. And I was like, they're not going to show fucking Metroid Prime footage. That game just got started in January. It's just way too early. But just in case I was wrong, that they would just shadow drop $40, put it aside. Came and went. I was like, all right, I got $40 that I don't need to spend, but I have it. Is there anything on Switch that I'm like, like I thought about it, and then I was like, maybe I'll get Dead Cells. And then at that point, I was like, all right, I'm just looking for shit to spend money on, so I'm not buying anything. And then I saw that Time Spinner was released on Switch and heard about it last year. But I think it had that terrible fucking tragedy bestilled upon it, where you hear about a dope game and immediately following that you hear, and it's coming to Switch at some point next year. And you're like, okay, well, fuck, I'm not going to buy it then. So I bought it. It's $20, Switch. This game is unapologetically Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, I can just tell by the art.
Like, that it's got that generation of art.
Oh, Jesus. Even the shop is like the fucking...
Dude, there's a librarian. Not a librarian, but like same idea. The map, the teleport system. At like maybe an hour into the game, you get this thing that allows you to see the name of the enemy in the bottom right corner of the screen. Like, it's all the same ass thing. Sorry, it's a bug. Fucker. Oh, did it fall in my soda?
I don't know.
Nah, he's right there.
Yeah, close.
Fuck him. Got him.
Fucking got him.
Fucking got him.
Yo, was this on Vita? Wait, you bought it on the wrong system.
I know. Well, I thought about buying it on Vita last year, and then, it probably would be really good on Vita. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. I actually don't know if I'm going to go back to it. So I appreciated the Symphony of the Night approach. I was like, okay, cool. Fucking own it. Let's do this. So the game starts off really story heavy. You are from a lineage of time spinners, and they are someone who have the ability to manipulate time, not manipulate time so much as just kind of move through time. So they have this access to this machine that lets them kind of, I mean, it's a fucking time machine basically, but it's all like, it's all set in like that kind of like weird high fantasy-esque world. So it's a time machine, but it's like made out of wood and fucking, like, you look at it, it doesn't look like anything scientific.
Wood and crystals.
Yeah. And essentially this like line of people, the time spinners, are always being hunted. And I might be fucking this lore up because it's really dense at the beginning. But the line of time spinners are kind of always hunted down by these other people, and wherever they go, bad shit happens. They don't want the time spinners to exist, so they go there and they just not only try to kill the time spinners, but they just kill everything around them that they know and love. So what the time spinners do in a time of crisis is fucking bail on that timeline, because it just stops that timeline and makes it as if they never existed in that timeline. So the way that they kind of, in this game, storytelling wise, deal with that kind of time paradox is that if they leave a timeline, they never existed in that timeline. Therefore, anything they ever impacted in that timeline would not have been impacted by them. So all the people that just died didn't actually just die because they were never there to begin with.
All right.
It kind of like closes that version of the timeline off. You know, those people still exist somewhere in time and space, but that version gone forever. Kind of a cool background to the story, and like there's a lot of lore within this. When I kind of ended up looking up the developer, I read that it's something that he had been working on lore-wise, the story, for like 15 years. Like just this whole little world and universe he's built, and this whole kind of storytelling is very much giving me that kind of like vibe of Claudio Sanchez's like whole Coheed and Cambria saga, like where he's just had this master story arc, you know, his entire life kind of he's been writing and working on and putting it out in various formats. Like this kind of seemed like this dude's like opus, whatever the hell. I'm not smart enough to remember that thing. So yeah, it's good. Like it feels good to play. The system you have in here, it's not collecting, you know, different swords or weapons. You're collecting orbs, and the orbs are kind of like always circling you, which is a really cool visual effect. And then by attacking, it acts the orb out. So the first one you get is a blue orb, which is just an actual orb that just shoots forward. So it's almost like doing a punch, but the orb is punching. Yeah. The next one I got is a blade, where it's like an overhead sword strike. And it is an actual, like the orb becomes a sword and flies forward. Then I got a flame one that kind of shoots a fireball and stuff like that. So you're kind of collecting these orbs.
Fireball.
Your orbs level up, you level up, and then eventually you get a familiar, and your familiar levels up as well. Which the familiar in this case seems more like a companion than a familiar, but of course they just call it. It is so Symphony of the Night that even when you pause the fucking game, there's an option at the beginning that you can't access because you haven't, like it's 5 menu options, and the middle one you can't touch because you haven't done a thing. It's Symphony of the fucking Night. And that's kind of the part that leads me, like, that makes me not want to. Okay. So I think the beginning was interesting, but it was so dense. I feel like if the developer had committed to a full Symphony of the Night opening, like open with a big ass fight, because the whole reason that you, the character, is sent out on this time spinning journey is because shit goes bad in this village, that people come back, and before you and your mom can escape, they kill your mom. Why not let you play as the mom and get killed in that battle? And that would have been a much more, instead you're kind of tabbing through these fucking text boxes until you get to the point, and then you're finally in. But it's a good like 10 minutes before you're actually playing the game. Like at the beginning of it is like, hey, there's a festival, we're excited for you, we made you a cake, and some guy's mad at you that you have a cake and he doesn't. And it's a lot of like town interaction, and then it cuts to the like cutscene stuff, and it was like, man, if you would just shifted this a little bit. But again, like you kind of get through that, then you're playing the game and you're like, okay, well, I know what this is now. They've got the teleportation system where you've got the little points where you can jump from one teleport spot to the other. And a lot of this is happening faster than it does in Symphony of the Night. So you're kind of like getting more of the map, getting more of what you would get later in Symphony, but more up front this time around. And then the cool thing you get is once you start getting pieces of the time machine, because the time machine breaks and you have no way out, and you're kind of trapped in this place, and you have to collect pieces of it. And as you're getting those, you not only gain the ability to jump between those points, you can jump forward and backward in time between those points. So there's, where I'm at, 2 timelines that are happening, which is kind of like an inverted, right? Right. Like it's a totally different art style, totally different like enemy layout. Right. Like it's and even the map shifts too. Like there's things where, like for example, you might be trying to progress in the modern, or the more modern timeline, and there's a wall you can't get through. Well, in the past, that wall is vines. So if you use your fire orbs to burn the vines and then travel back to the future, you can get through because it's now open. Those vines never existed. There's little things like that are really clever and cool. And then you hit a point where you meet like 3 Dracula. People. Oh, God, I wish. You meet 3 people in this little like hub area where there's like a save room and a teleport spot. And they tell you kind of what's going on in their world and who they are, and someone's from the army and someone hates the army, whatever the hell they are. I don't remember. And you get fucking fetch quests. Like, and it's the one guy says, I'd love to help you upgrade your tools. If you could go find my bag, it's somewhere like west. And you're like, all right, whatever. I was going to wander that way anyway. So that one didn't hurt so much. It was like, whatever. So I went out there and I got the guy's bag. And that was when you're kind of introduced to the part where you can actually jump back and forth between time at those warp stations, which you kind of get there and okay, I feel a sense of progression. Then you get back and you give the guy his tools, but there's now other people you can talk to. And the one guy says something like, we're unable to advance on the map until we know it's safe. The something bats are out there. Could you kill 10 of them and let me know when that's done?
What the fuck?
So you have to go stand in this fucking cave,
farm,
kill 10 of these things. And you can't kill 10. There's only 3 that spawn. So you run off screen, run back in.
No.
Just rinse and repeat. And I was like, okay, well, maybe this is just like the one-time thing. I go back and he's like, wow, thank you for doing that. My soldiers can, or whatever. I don't even remember. I was so mad that I don't even know what he says. And then it's like, there's fucking 10 of these. Like, it was another one right after that. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to save the game and I'm done. Like, I'll probably go back to it, maybe, but like, I was not. I turned it off. I did go back to it, and then like seeing it again, I was like, I'm gonna play something else.
Why not make that like a boss room? Be like, oh, there's like 2 bats here that we can't get through, and then there's a boss fight. Right?
Yeah.
There's other ways to do that.
And I guess like I wouldn't be. Part of it was like, okay, well, you'll probably get those just naturally, but I had done the other people's requests and then got to that one. I was like, okay, I have to go do this. Like,
could you talk to all 3 of them at one time and get? Oh, okay.
You can, but like,
I know.
But where the guy's bag was, the enemies that guy wanted me to kill, they're 2 opposite directions. You literally have to go. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like so close. Like there's so much to like there, and then it just
sounds like that part in Anthem that everyone bitches about.
What's that? The whole game?
No, evidently it's story driven for like 6 hours, and then all of a sudden there's these like just weird things you have to do. It feels like you're farming kills or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Which is like, oh, okay. Like I got a couple hours into it and I was really enjoying it, and then I was like, oh.
I know you were enjoying it because you said, "Oh, time spenders." You said in our chat, you're like, "Oh, dude, great decision." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what this is, but
it's
I'll
cool.
Find out sooner or later."
And hopefully I can get through that and it opens up a little bit. But I was like, oh.
Once you see it once, I don't know.
I texted Akko and because he had played it, and he said he generally liked it and whatever, but he said he got to the end and it kind of like fell off. But I was like, if it's the end, like I'm already, I don't know.
All right.
I had a little Matt roulette moment as well. So E3 kind of stoked me a little bit, where I was like,
oh, okay,
pulled in, not wholly, right? Like I think E3 generally was kind of like, oh, okay, that's good. But there were moments that like stuck out where I was like, oh, I can't fucking wait for that. So I ended up reinstalling Doom.
Okay.
While I was waiting on that to install, because it's fucking almost 100 gigs on PC.
Yep.
I played some Majora's Mask on 3DS to the point where I opened it up and ran in the field, and I was like, never mind. I played a little bit of Skyward Sword today, just like fucking around. I made it further than I did before, which there's some problems with that game, but it's I don't know. It was nice going back to an older Zelda, but still like kind of makes you
go back, try a Princess.
I don't have it. Like, if I had access, if it was sitting,
do I have it?
Mark's got the Wii U version I can borrow, but
I had the game. Nope, I don't remember. I borrowed it twice from 2 different people, and one person had the Wii version, the other one had the GameCube version. And I think Mary Claire had the GameCube version. And I might still have that in my room somewhere.
Uh-oh. One of those, huh?
Yeah, it's the same with Final Fantasy X. Oh, there's a good Final Fantasy X story there. So I borrowed her Final Fantasy X, beat it, but then I was playing Madden online, got mad, decided I wanted to break something. So instead of breaking Madden, I broke Final Fantasy X.
Does she know that you did that?
Oh, yeah, she knows. I bought it again for her.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Just
it was one of those things. As soon as I did, I was like, "Why did I do this? This is fucking stupid."
Oh man.
Yeah. Didn't
Can you imagine if it had been like something else? Like like a Suikoden 2 or something that's just, you can't find that game anywhere. I mean, thankfully it was Final Fantasy X, so you can find that thing in your fucking
Anywhere.
shoes without looking. No, I wanted to play. Honestly, Twilight Princess was the one I wanted to play, but I was like, I'm not spending $50 just to fucking scratch this itch a little bit. Because if I fall off, like I know I'm going to fall off, I'm not wasting $50. Because it's still $50 fucking on Wii U.
What?
Yes.
God damn it.
And I was like, well, maybe I'll just go to a flea market and get it on Wii. And I was like, well, if I'm doing all this shit, I might as well just not do any of it.
Damn.
I know.
My God.
Yeah. I tried a little bit of Gears of War because I was like, Gears 5 looks...
Oh, no.
Dude, I was all over the place this week.
How did that work out for you?
I don't like Gears of War.
Okay.
You know, I just don't.
What if you want co-op with it? Do you think?
Yeah, maybe. Because
I feel like that's my thing. I played a co-op when we got
did
it over a friend's house, and we got decently far, and I was having fun. But it was just like after 4 hours, Gears becomes Gears, so I wanted to stop, and we just never got back to it.
Can you do more than 2-player co-op?
I don't think so.
But I mean, I think
not in that first one.
Playing through that game on co-op and being able to like talk about fucking John Wick instead of playing that game.
I think I played the second one in college. I played that one co-op too.
Timeline checks out. It's just like that's probably a better way to play that game than just by yourself.
Oh yeah, no, I can't do that by myself.
I also like it doesn't feel good. I was playing
it's stiff.
The Ultimate Edition. Yeah, like you really have to stick to where you want to go, and even then, it's not good at doing that stuff.
It's
but I'm like
it feels like Mass Effect Andromeda did. It just feels like stiff.
Oh, that's bad.
Like there's like some cover that you think is covering, you just can't stick to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And at least with that game, it maps to a button. And Andromeda, you just didn't know whether or not Scott Ryder was going to go and cover or not.
Terrible. But I did. So, all right. 2 things happened this week that were beautiful. One is Doom being reinstalled. And
Great
2
game.
is...
Some call Game of the Year.
Oh my God, many did. 2 is that Apple Music recommended this band called Worm Witch. So I've been listening to a lot of this band called Worm Witch, and I decided to turn off the soundtrack in Doom and just blare Worm Witch, because I've already played Doom. I know that whole thing. Mm-hmm. I listened to that soundtrack enough. I wanted to hear some Worm Witch over top of Doom. Oh, fuck. That was a fucking experience. Just badass Canadian metal talking about fucking blood witches and dead gods and shit like that.
Maybe that's what he's doing Rage, man. Just fucking play Andrew WK over it. Maybe that's what I'm missing.
Well, he's coming DLC apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, great.
And yeah, I played through a couple levels of Doom. I was like, oh, it's fun. It's good to be back in it. And just being back playing it on PC, high res, 60 frames a second, just right in your face. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Play a little bit more Magic this week. Update on Magic. So Akko was here for E3 a little bit and gave me some advice on building a deck. So I took his advice and built a new deck with that advice, and I had a lot of fun. I took it into ranked mode.
All right.
And I won some.
There you go.
Which is pretty good. I also, whenever it was when I got first into that game, I spent like the $15 for the beginner's pack or whatever.
Yep.
And got some boosters and got like a bunch of in-game gem currency.
Mm-hmm.
So I still had some of those gems lingering around that I wasn't doing shit with. And I was like, fuck it. And I did a ranked draft where you were given 5 packs to draw from. It's like, in real life, it would be like, we would buy the packs and each take a card until we have a 40-card deck. This is, I guess, randomly spit out to you or whatever. However they do it, but they do it, and you build a deck based on what you pull out of the boosters. And then you keep those cards after the fact, but you're stuck to that specific deck for what you're playing.
For those that played Artifact is something similar.
Exactly. I know. I hope that game comes back. So I did that, and I won 1, and then I lost 3. But
that's right.
It was a fine deck. It just wasn't great, but it was like, after learning what Akko told me and building a deck with that, then getting to go in and like try it raw firsthand, it was like, oh, cool. Okay, this is neat.
I always learned a lot looking up decks.
Yep.
And like not having all the cards, but like teetering off of it, and then realizing like if I teeter this is, I can't do this direct substitute, but if I mingle with this section of cards, I can get this little bit weirder wind condition and still make it work.
Yeah,
and that's how I kind of learned in Hearthstone anyway.
Same thing. Like I'll watch people streaming and go like, oh, that's a cool deck, and you kind of see what they do and their mindset of building something, and then same thing. Because it has that really convenient import function for deck lists, so I will just find a cool deck, import it in, and then even if I don't have the cards, I can look at all of the cards that would be in that deck, and you can craft them on the spot with the wild cards. But even just seeing like, oh, that because this feeds into that, and that lets this do this, and then if you do then you kind of get it. I think like about a month out, the new 2020 core set hits. It's $50 to get I think it's 50 packs. I might be right about that. It's like $1 a pack, and you get some other shit or whatever, and I don't remember what it is, but it was like, oh shit. Because if you bought it on real life, you'd be spending like a lot of money. Mm-hmm. But this, it was like, all right, I could do. That could be the time for me to like get in.
I mean, hey, if you're still playing, it's whatever. Like every paycheck here, I've been throwing $10 at Dota just to get that battle pass up.
Yeah, I think, and this will get me through like till fall, whenever the next big set comes in. So that could be a thing. But the thing I spent the most of my time with this week was Breath of the Wild, which I did not expect to be playing this time ever. I've turned on that game like at random a couple times, and I like go to do a thing. I'm like, oh yeah, there's not much to do left. After you kind of beat it, and you're like, eh. I did the DLC too. The DLC was really good, but like, or at least I did the story-based DLC, not the until this week. So the first thing I did was like, where am I? And I just looked at the map, and they've got that hero path thing now as part of the DLC, so you can look.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. Oh yeah,
the thing you only get if you spend extra money.
Exactly. Oh man. So now you bring back all the good memories.
Oh yeah. So I turned that on, and I was like, oh, I haven't been. Okay, let's see what's over there. And I went to some place, and it was like, legitimately, like I thought. You look at the green path, and it's like,
I'm sure
everywhere on this map, but then you walk somewhere, and you're like, the fuck is? I've never been to this cave. I've never seen this waterfall.
How much is it?
The DLC?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it worth a laugh for me to do and see where I went?
Worth a laugh. It's more expensive than a laugh.
Damn. All right.
I promise you.
I will love to see my like triangle and then me dart for the middle.
I will look it up, but it is definitely more expensive than a laugh.
Damn.
Like if it's not.
Is it 30? I bet you it's 30.
I think it's more than that. Hold on.
I mean, you got two significant chunks. I wouldn't be shocked if it was 40 either.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was 40.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you got decent things. The first one wasn't great, but the second one added.
That big ass.
It was the Ballad of whatever the four Shrine Keeper people.
I forget too.
Battle of Champions.
Champions.
Why do I remember this?
It is $20.
Oh, look at that. Are you sure it's not on sale currently because of Nintendo's eShop?
No, because you can buy the complete thing for $80.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check and make sure it's not, but
still not worth a laugh. But
yeah. Anywho, yeah. So it's I jumped back in. I kind of wandered, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't been here. And I was like, okay, what can I do in this game that I haven't done yet? And I looked at my side quests that are available, and I had some random bullshitty ones, like stuff I was just bitching about in Time Spinner. Like, go find these things and take a picture.
In Hyrule Castle?
Yeah, that shit, right? It was those types of things. So it was like, I did a couple of those to check them off. And then the one thing that's been sitting there that's just been taunting me since that first DLC dropped was the Trial of the Sword, where it's 3 trials, each with a varied number of rooms within, and it's roguelike. Like, you die, you're back at the beginning, fuck you. There's safe havens partway through, these little like kind of earmarks where you can go in, they give you food you can cook, they give you whatever, and you can get fucking stupid, which I did. Like, you can cut down, or not cut down because you don't want to waste your weapon durability, but you blow up the trees with your bombs and then get the wood and then cook the wood, because wood, even though it's wood, is still a quarter of a health. So you cut down.
See Link just eating bark.
You literally like you clear a fucking room out, and before you go on, it's just part of the thing now. Like, all right, well, I need to blow up all these trees so I can get all the wood, and when I get to the thing, I can cook the wood, and I can eat cooked wood.
You have to cook it one at a time, right?
Oh yeah, because if you cook 2 of them, it still counts as 1/4 of a.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, I only did that a couple times when I was whatever, but then you start to get more confident the more you run through these trials. I think I did them 4 times, 4 attempts. The first one I was like, oh fuck, didn't know what the hell I was doing. I forgot that it was that whatever. The second one, I got almost to the halfway point. I didn't even know I didn't know how many there were. So to back up, I had already done the beginner's trials. And I forget how many that is. It might be like 15 rooms, but I did that way back when. And getting through that, I was like, fuck this. Never doing this again. So now I'm back in it again. The middle trials, I got like about halfway. And I was like, all right, cool. And then died. And then I got to this fucking, what I thought might be the final room. Remember the big Hinox, the dudes with the big glowy eye? The big like troll. Yeah. So I got to, it's all pitch black, but I can hear him sleeping. So you have to fight him in the dark. There's a couple dark rooms leading up to that, but that one I was like, okay, this is the big one. Got it.
Favorite. So
there's little like skulls that have candles in them, like randomly placed. There's some light in the area.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do. This motherfucker's sleeping. I'm gonna grab, and this is after I was like on a good run. So I'm gonna grab one of those explosive barrels. I'm gonna sneak up and set it down next to him. I'm gonna walk away. And I'm gonna shoot it with a fire arrow, and then we're gonna get this fight started. I pick up the fucking barrel, and I'm sneaking by, and I get right next to a candle, and the fucking thing blows up, and I die. I didn't even know that was possible. But there you go, dead after all that shit. And I was like, fuck this. And I walked away, and I think I made coffee or something. Then I came back.
Some Sea of Thieves shit there.
Oh, God. But Sea of Thieves, you're back and whatever. This. So I jump back in, go again. I get past that dude. Turns out he's really easy. Just fucking blast him with arrows. He's fine. Easy.
Yeah, it was easy once I figured out what to do.
Exactly. Just boom, boom, boom.
With my stick.
The final waves of the middle trials are all the robot things, the Guardians.
Okay.
They're not all the bad ones. Like the first room, there's like 6 of them. You're like, oh, motherfucker. But they're literally like 2 hits with one of your stronger weapons, dead. All right. So just pop, 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 pop. Okay, great. Do that for a couple of rooms. Are they the ones that shoot at you? They are, but the bullets they shoot they're the ones that look like more like spiders.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they have the round tops, not the like crown tops.
Okay.
They're smaller guys. They only showed up in shrines mostly.
Oh, all right.
Not the ones that would roam Hyrule. They're little guys.
Because I got good with that deflecting.
Yeah, you can do that, but you don't need to in this case. So I was like, all right. The final room, again, wasn't sure if it was the final room, but it was the final room. I looked up after the fact. Is one of the stronger, not the strongest, but one of the stronger ones. The ones that come out that have like 3. They have like a glowy sword, a glowy axe, and a glowy spear.
Yes, I remember.
And they spin those around. They have the laser. They have all the shit.
Some of the shrines are just them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the final room of the middle trial.
Okay.
I'm taking it easy. I had collected 2 fairies because in those like health rooms you can grab fairies, and the fairies, remember, they will respawn you if you die. Mm-hmm. So I had 2, which means I had 2 chances to get knocked the fuck out. I had all these dishes cooked. I had dishes that would boost up my defense, boost up my attack, whatever. And I had stuff that I cooked so that I would get like 10 hearts each time I ate and get me a good I was set. And I don't know what the fuck I did, but it got to the point, dude only had a few hits left, and he changed his attack to where he's now firing blasts, and he shoots 1 blast, and there's pillars all in the room. They're like destructible stone pillars. It's been a while since I've encountered one of these things. So I was like, all right, okay, he'll shoot the thing, he'll shoot the pillar, and then I'll move in for the kill. Well, he shoots the pillar, and then pop, 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 like he just keeps shooting. Shit. So I'm getting hit a bunch. There goes 1 fairy. There goes 2 fairies. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, it's just me now. I got nothing. So I eat whatever I have left, get my health all the way back up, and I'm like, all right, and I'm like all the way across the room from him. I've got no pillar to hide behind. And even if I do, he's going to cut through it. So I was like, What do I do? I was like, okay, while he's charging up, I'm going to shoot him in the eye. If I can get that crit, he'll... Didn't fucking matter.
Sorry, dude.
All over. And I was like, how many more did I have left? And I looked it up and I was like, that was it. For the middle. Then there's 23 in the final rung, which...
I don't like the combat in that game.
It's not... There's elements to it. So what was I watching? So that's the other thing I did this week. After I got done playing Doom the other night, I had Worm Witch still playing. So I just started watching that trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 with Worm Witch playing a whole bunch and just kind of really leaning into what could be and what probably will be. And sometimes when like two things in your life just sort of line up.
It's not even called Breath of the Wild 2.
I know. I'm just whatever. I hope it's not.
The Wild of the Breath.
Ugh. I hope it's fucking... Anyway, that game looks like it's going to be dark. No. I know.
You saw a 30-second animation.
I know, but...
You said it's going to be dark because Zelda and Link are holding a fucking torch.
No. Dude, so here's the thing. When you break it down, which I did, I watched the trailer so many fucking times. Because you start to just find shit. You see it. And then, what I couldn't figure out on my own, there's plenty of people out there figuring it out for you. So... obviously, one of the first things you notice when you watch that trailer is that there's something being said backwards. You can hear
I've
that
heard
it's
about that.
You flip the audio and help us. You can hear or save us. Right?
I know where you're going with the story here.
Right? You do that, but there's the swirl that's coming up, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The swirl
is reminiscent of another game.
Is not reminiscent of another game per se. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the text itself is, I believe it's Gerudo writing.
Great.
Which is the race of people that Ganon took the human form of.
Isn't that the Rock? Who are the...
The Rock? Those are Gorons. Gerudo are the desert.
Got it. Okay.
So Verbosa was Gerudo. Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time was Gerudo.
Great.
Right? And you can start to translate those letters too, although they look weird. There's all this stuff, and the fact that the swirl is repeating a lot of instances of those letters seems to suggest that it's a spell being cast of some type to keep it in. You start to look at the body, and clearly we all thought at first that the body was Ganondorf, which it still seems like it may be. He's got a hole in his chest with that glowy hand holding the chest down, which he was stabbed directly in the chest in Twilight Princess in that manner. And in Twilight Princess, the I forget the dude's name now, it looks like his hand in this. Like, there's all of these things that start to suggest that the greater evil of Hyrule is going to be what they explore in this game. Anyway, it's badass. And when you watch that trailer with a bunch of cool metal music over top of it, it's even more cool.
Great.
It's exciting. It's exciting as fuck. And I don't
Metroid Prime 4 is exciting too. Oh, wait. That's right.
We only got a logo on that one. This one, they've already got the...
Well, just giving me a fucking logo.
They've already got the engine. No, they give you so much more. You look at it, there's so much. There's a shot of the outside of a dungeon, which means this game will have dungeons again. Like,
doesn't mean shit.
Dude, I'm telling you.
That doesn't mean shit.
It's all there. It's all there. You just got to look for it. You got to do what? You got to believe. So yeah, I'm going to keep digging around with Breath of the Wild for a little bit. I don't know. I watched that trailer a whole lot. Which leads me, because we're not going to talk about news this week because E3 happened. You already know the news. So we'll talk a little bit about where we're standing post E3. We'll wrap up who won out of our predictions. I don't think it was me, but we'll find out right after this. I'll be right back. Welcome back. It is time to look at what we did a couple weeks ago and weigh it all out. So Mark sent me the predictions that he got correct Mark said that that Battletoads will feature the NES pause music at the end of the trailer. Happened at the beginning of the trailer, but I'll give him the point.
Fuck it.
1 point for Mark. Mark said that Bethesda makes an obligatory Fallout 76 joke, which I didn't think they were going to do the joke, but they did the joke.
They did it.
So point there. And then he said that his one prediction about one game trailer will feature a record scratch. He said he's not sure, so he's not going to count it. But
I don't think there was one.
But I was trying to remember if there was one at all, and I don't know that there was one.
I feel like the only game that would have done it was Roller Champions, and I don't remember there one being there.
Yeah, or like the Banjo reveal or something like that.
I don't think Banjo.
But I don't think it. Yeah. So we'll give Mark 2 points for right now.
All right.
Is what I think. All right.
Doesn't seem like many, but
yeah. So Xbox.
Sure.
I said Perfect Dark Deception, Halo Wars 3, Magic the Gathering Arena on Xbox, Killer Instinct 2, and Halo 3 Anniversary. I got 0 points for Xbox. How about you?
Oh, I said Cyberpunk 2077 before the end of March 2020. Just wrong because it's coming out in April.
Ah, shit.
I said I will receive a Scarlet version, and that will be a trend throughout E3. Could have been more wrong there.
Oh, man.
And then I predicted the Scarlet would be called the Xbox Infinite, along with the definition or association with Scarlet.
You're probably right, but
not yet.
Not revealed.
And I said it's going to come out March 2020 as well to beat PS5. Holiday 2020.
Got hard holiday 2020 on that.
Banjo Remaster is happening, and it will come to Switch as well. You got that up-res.
Yeah, I'll give you a half point on that.
Well, that's like a mercy half point.
They gave it a 4K update.
All right.
It's
I'll
something.
take the half point.
Take a half.
All right. I said From Software will show a trailer before Armored Core game and not their thing.
I kind of wish you were right,
yeah.
But also.
And then I said Bungie appears on stage at Xbox to talk about some big changes to Year 3 Destiny 2 and hint at Destiny 3 using the Power Infinite. I would have been right. They had their event at E3.
I know. So there were a lot of interviews I heard with them this week. So they started calling Destiny 2 an MMO, but they do not want to talk about Destiny 3 or what the whole message right now is that we still have a lot left to do with Destiny 2 is their messaging right now. But they're also like oddly vague about Destiny 3 in a way that makes it seem like they're going to get there. Because the thing they also keep talking about is right now it's 100 gigs to download that game. I think in one of the things it was like 160 or something like that for something. So they started talking about how do you deliver that content without getting whatever. How do you add to that world without getting the file size too big? And they said like 40 gigs of that download is just audio. Which is there a way to change that so they can put the audio on the back? Like they're looking at all of that stuff. But stuff like that's popping up makes you kind of start to think like, well, yeah, they can't just update this game indefinitely. They probably have to start a new core so that it's not all. So I think Destiny 3 is coming. They're just not talking about it yet. All right, so you got a half point, Microsoft.
Yeah, evidently.
Well, Nintendo. I said Paper Mario Pinball, ARMS 2, Splatoon 2.5 maybe, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, new tracks, and I said that the Direct will close out with the first tease of the next Zelda. I'll right there, if I just said that, full point. However,
what'd you say?
I said it's just a poster or an equivalent of Link in the field on Epona. And then my second bullet point is something is on fire. It was a little bit more than a poster. It was a little bit more than just that shot of the field. But something was on fire, and it does look.
They got a shot of the field.
I know.
I'll give you the point.
All right.
Fuck the Epona thing.
All right.
I mean, you had Zelda in there.
I just meant like remember the first
there
Breath
was
of the
a torch on
Wild.
fire,
Remember the first Breath of the Wild trailer where you kind of got
No.
like you got Link riding on Epona and like escaping from one of the things, and then like.
Oh, are you talking about the trailer from the Switch conference?
Even before that.
Oh yeah,
like way back Wii U.
No, I don't remember that one.
When that game was just a Wii U game and we didn't know a Switch existed. All right, so I get a point there then. Then we had our wild card predictions to span the rest of the conference. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You're Nintendo. Jesus, I forgot
you could have just skipped it.
No, yeah, go.
We're gonna get the reveal of the Switch Mini, which would be called the Switch Pocket.
Oh God,
and it would fit into a dock somehow. Nope. Nintendo's Pro Switch would be called the Switch Advance, and it would come with a special Atomic Edition that will have the purple or atomic purple look. I didn't give a release date on that. F-Zero Advance will come out alongside of the Switch Advance. Mario Kart, the mobile game, is out today. And then, last but certainly not least, and I'm still holding out hope for it, Final Fantasy VII Remake comes to Switch.
Okay. Yeah. So, brings you to a total of a half point?
Half? We're going to get a half?
From the first one.
Yeah,
I'm saying total. All right, so then we had our wild card.
Oh, our Smash character.
Oh.
I'd say Crash Bandicoot, but I was wrong, obviously.
Who did I say? Fucking Joanna Dark?
Yeah.
Oh, I said Advance Wars was my kind of real answer. What did Mark say?
He said Banjo.
He said Banjo? Okay, so he gets another point there. Wild card, I said Edgar Allan Poe comes to Mortal Kombat 11. Jury's out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They found that dude's car, so Ed Boon's got to lay the beans out pretty soon here. I said a Parasite Eve collection and that Yoko Taro would come out on stage in Eve's red dress to announce that he's making the new game in that series. I announced 3 ports for the Switch: Overwatch, Banjo-Kazooie, and Nier Automata. I said we'd see the title for Final Fantasy 16 for the first time. And I said that Jack Trent would show up with Jeff Keighley. I didn't watch all of Keighley's stuff, or really any of it, but...
we would have known.
We would know by now. So that's a... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, that was my 5. Okay. That's hot 0 there.
Yeah.
What do you got?
The Quiet Man doesn't go away quietly. It will be mentioned at least once during the Square conference. No. I guess that's a good thing, right?
I think so. Yeah, let's move forward.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1 comes on November 8th. Parts 2 and 3 will not get a release date, which I'll argue a point there.
Half point.
Yeah, that's what I meant, like a half point there.
They
said just Midgar.
No. You're right. You're right. I'm giving you the half point. I'm saying I thought that game would be out this fall. I really did. I didn't know about November 8th because, But I really thought that game would be out this year, which I'm kind of disappointed it's not. But oh well.
That's early-ish. It's beginning of March.
It is, but everything good is next year.
That's fine.
Like Watch Dogs is next year.
That's
This
fine.
is next year.
That's fine. I said Prince of Persia reveal.
Yeah.
Gameplay on Infinite. Starfield trailer with footage shown on the Infinite. Not even close. And then I was so close to this one. Fallout 76 received some massive overhaul that has Todd on stage for 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Todd was on stage for about 4. And the rest of the dev team was on there for about another 4. I clocked it at like 8.5 minutes or so of total Fallout talk. Including that, not including that little segment break. So you talked about it segment. I didn't count that, and then the rest of it. I will argue the half point on some
I'll give you the half point. No, yeah.
Because they said NPCs, and that's a big change.
Dialogue trees, and then
Battle
their
Royale.
fucking Battle Royale fire mode. Yeah, no, that's a half point. So what do you got? 1.5 now?
Yeah. Well, I got the 1, so I had a half point, and then I got 1 whole point out of the 7 thing and 76.
And then I got just 1 for Zelda, right?
Yeah.
Mark's got 3 because Banjo.
3 Banjo, yeah.
So Mark wins E3?
Yeah.
Boom. Mark wins E3. What a great time of year. It feels weird that it's over now. Because it felt like it never came. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Next year's gonna be big. Both consoles. You don't think?
I think this was a telling sign.
I hope not. I feel like next third one, you'll have probably. Let's make some predictions for 2020. You'll have full reveal of Breath of the Wild 2. Maybe a first look at Metroid Prime 4. You'll have full blowout on Halo Infinite. A new Forza that doesn't have Lego. You'll have... I mean... Last of Us 2 will probably be out by then. Where the fuck does Ghost of Tsushima come out? I don't know, man. You have some big stuff next year.
You might get that like spring, summer.
Yeah.
Because I just saw a rumor saying that Last of Us 2 might be February.
Yeah.
And from the sounds of it, that game's ready to go. It could have been ready in November.
I wonder if Ghost of Tsushima could sneak out this fall.
No. They would have talked about it already.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not big enough. It's not Last of Us style. Where Last of Us, you could have come out at Paris Games Week in September and been like, yo.
It's out tomorrow or whatever, yeah.
Not out tomorrow. But like they could have started the campaign later. You can't really do that. Next year we'll have presumably Rocksteady's game. Like there could be some shit next year. Could be. Should be.
Is Sony going to be there?
I think yes. This seemed like the year to skip for them. Because what the fuck would they have shown? But next year they come out on stage, Mark Cerny grins like the fucking Grinch, and we get a Patapon 4 trailer coming to fucking PlayStation Orbis.
You'll get Orbis. You'll get... I think God of War is going to come out with the next console.
You think that'll be the launch?
I think launch window. Because what's the executive?
Cory Barlog?
Yeah. There's been too many hints of Ragnarok.
I mean,
keep saying the word Ragnarok and different things. Like it was on that dynamic trailer, the dynamic theme that trickled out.
Yeah.
Evidently, like if you put together the first letter and in the last few of his tweets, the spell's not Ragnarok is coming. Like there's far too many things. I think it's coming sooner than we think.
I think it'd be dope to do a PS5 launch title
Yeah.
And you think about it, they already have the engine built. They've already got character models. Like they could do that.
Maybe a little up-res, and then boom.
Yeah. They could even... I wouldn't want to see cross-gen.
I think you're going to see it. I think that's just the way it's going to go.
That sucks, though. I mean, that's good for people who aren't going to upgrade right away, but yeah. All right. That's next year. Until next year, we've got... Right now. So my first question for you, did you read any of the Kojima interviews or things about Death Stranding recently?
I honestly have not had time to look at any kind of post E3 coverage. I've read a headline or two here or there, but I've not really read anything.
Did you hear that he describes Death Stranding as a new genre?
No.
Kojima says that it is in a new genre, the Strand genre. My question to you, my first question post E3, Matt, is Ghostwire Tokyo a new game also set in the Strand genre?
No.
Okay, good answer.
No.
Part two, final question. Jack Tretton ascends from the heavens below to bring you one video game from E3 right now.
Cyberpunk.
Whew. That's a good answer. What about Cyberpunk? What'd you see this time around that was like, yep?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, this is a big one. I forgot until right now that happened.
There's gonna be a story in that game, and it's gonna be fucking wild.
It seems nuts. I keep everyone who's previewed that game from this E3. Universally, no one said a bad thing about that game, which is kind of weird.
And second and third answers, Doom and then Final Fantasy. But Doom is right around the corner. I can wait patiently.
Yeah. I'm real
Final
stoked
Fantasy
for Doom.
VII. I could technically replay on any console I kind of own it on.
Did
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
Wolf.
Did you watch the Hugo and Marty interview on Giant Bomb?
No.
They talked about multiplayer in that game. Because we saw multiplayer at
that
Bethesda.
2v1.
That is the multiplayer in the game.
Oh.
I was like, okay, that's a mode. But no, that is the multiplayer. So there's... And what he said was the last game had no tension. Or I forget his exact words. He did it fucking brilliantly, as he always does. But he was like, to put it lightly... it wasn't fun or something. And Marty sitting next to me was like, he's like, put it lightly, like joking with him. But he said, you started the match at opposite ends of the thing. You ran at each other, and whoever could pull the trigger the fastest won.
It's like a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, but not even like a Call of Duty because there's progression in a Call of Duty game. This was just like,
oh yeah.
So he's like, it was just, what do you do after that? You want to do another one? Whatever. And he said, there's strategy involved. There's different levels of play. There's stuff that whatever. And the one thing they both talked about was they have like a thing in the center of their office where they just have play testing happening. So they'll have people on their breaks or whatever, just kind of always playing the game. And hearing people go like, oh, fuck, if I would have just done this, like, oh, let's go again. Like constantly, like that constant string of things is like, okay. So I think my first reaction to hearing that multiplayer was like, I don't know about this, but to hear stuff like that, I'm like, I'm still, but when I'm more inclined to try it and be excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, if they're developing it, like you got to give it at least a fair try, right? It doesn't sound like something up your alley, but.
And the thing he emphasized too is that if you like the single player in Doom, if that's your thing, then this will feel like that because it feels like playing that, just with other people. So it could be a thing.
I mean, hey, like I always come back to Last of Us. Like, that multiplayer should not have been good.
Yeah, right.
They didn't talk about it.
No.
It just came. Me and Nick started playing it, and we were like, holy shit, there is a gold mine here.
Because it was weird. And if you would describe that up front while you're pitching the game, and you're like, this is a what? Yeah. Like, no, I'm not playing that. But yeah, that's a good example of what could be.
Yeah, it just depends how it plays.
Wolfenstein.
I'll give it a shot.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. Been hearing some shit about that game. I'm really excited about that.
Oh, me too.
Did you hear about the opening?
No.
Can I tell you about the opening?
Go for it.
Okay. So the preview event that people got to see and the thing that people got to play at E3. Opening of the game, BJ's missing. His twin daughters are like, we got to find him. He's trained them. Like, they do a montage or whatever where he shows them. It shows him training both girls, shooting targets or whatever. And by the way, for someone listening, if you're mad because you think I just spoiled something with BJ missing, like, that's not how this.
No.
Yeah, like, this is its own thing in a weird timeline or some shit. I'm sure it probably fits canonically somewhere, but this is a surprise to anyone who has played the first two games. That this is all its own thing. So you see him train them when they're young on how to shoot guns, but they've never actually been in any combat. So they decide to steal a helicopter and go fly to France to go, because that's where they think he might be. Mm-hmm. They get there and they kill their first Nazi, and they both are super stoked that they killed a Nazi, but also like, holy shit, it's the first person we killed. So they start vomiting, but they're so stoked that they just killed a Nazi, they're puking and high-fiving each other. And I think you've seen her in the trailer, the other person, the other girl. Mm-hmm. She's like, you guys are fucking weird. And they're just puking on each other and high-fiving while wearing stolen metal armor suits. I'm like, I need that game like now, which is good because it's only a month away.
I wonder if that's like a little like poke at the first Tomb Raider game. Remember, like, that was a big thing? It was this big climactic moment that she, like, killed that person in self-defense, and then she just goes on a murderous tirade after that.
Because I remember, like, everyone talking about that, and I started playing that game, and, yeah, it just... You feel it in that moment, and then, like, you turn... Literally, like, the cutscene ran... So stupid. But, yeah, hearing people talk about it, I thought of that same thing, and then I was like, this sounds fucking stupid and good. Like, just Beavis and Butthead, like, running through and murdering shit. I'm pretty good with it. My gut wants to say Breath of the Wild 2, which I know you're going to fucking do that.
Play the fucking first one.
I've been playing the first one. It's good, but I want something more compact. Breath of the Wild's too big. It's fine. It's great. It's a great game. I'm not discounting it, but I need that.
It's a 10-hour game if you make it.
It's not.
End. I saw it.
I know. I want the dungeon experience, though. I want to see what this weird, fucked up thing is. But I'm intrigued by Ghostwire Tokyo a whole bunch. Just because the Evil Within never found its footing for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel weird playing the Evil Within 2 without playing the first one.
I get that.
So if I can just jump into Ghostwire Tokyo fresh and have a similar experience, maybe, I don't know. I don't know much else out of E3 that I was like, I mean, Cyberpunk's big for sure.
Just like, I don't know what that game is yet, right? We just always saw it was like a story trailer.
Ghostwire?
Yeah. That's how it is with a lot of that stuff, right? Like we saw a story trailer, but we don't know what the game is entirely.
I'm like, again, like in the way that I'm like piecing together stupid shit in Breath of the Wild with Ghostwire, I'm like, okay, well, it's probably third person action-ish like Evil Within was, but conceptually that idea behind the story seems cool, but what's the hook? What's the thing? I mean, I think that one aesthetically, a lot of the like things they showed on screen, I was like, that's a cool looking fucking, that's a spooky dude. Also, I'm happy she said spooky on stage. Spooky's a good word.
She's become a little bit of an icon.
Oh, dude, she's my favorite person on Twitter. Just, if you're not following her, rectify that. Hit that follow button. I figured her. I think it's at
Spooky Girl.
At Spooky Girl. All she does is retweet fan art. My favorite thing, I retweeted it. She posted a picture of like 13 Arizona green tea cans that said, "My favorite gasoline for breakfast." Yes. Real good. I don't remember what else was really shown off that I was like, oh, give me it. I mean, that Sonic and Mario game looked good for once. Plus, it has skateboarding, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, sure.
You're telling me you don't want to play as
no.
fucking Shadow and...
No.
All right.
No. I wonder if there was something else. Oh, I would love to see the 2022 version of the Avengers game. See what that looks like when it finally comes out.
Yeah. Wake me up when September ends, dude. That one did not do it for me.
That looks so bad.
It looks real bad.
I was even talking to a couple of people at work about that game. Just like people that would be excited for something like that, and they were like, just looks like fucking shit. Yeah. Like not even people like play video games religiously like we do. Just from afar, and like it looks dumb.
It doesn't look good. They just I'm gonna do a quick scrub real quick. Make sure we're not missing anything. Not excited about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot?
Oh, I forgot about that. What a dumb name. Yeah. This looks like Budokai. I don't like that style.
Oh, Watch Dogs Legion.
Oh yeah, like I'm ready for that.
I think it's not the one that I'm like, yo, inject it into my fucking veins, but I'm pretty good with it.
It's good that that's beaten Watch Dogs. It's good that's beaten Cyberpunk.
What do you mean?
Like release date.
Time-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, another one though that I thought would be out this fall, and I would be ready to roll. And well, we'll bring things to a close here. Anything you got planned for this week?
More dotes.
Yeah.
Both ways, I guess, on the Lords 2. I think I'm coming to a little bit of a close of Rocket League. Whether or not I get like the free Rocket Pass for next season or not, it's fine. I gotta move on to other stuff.
We played a little bit of that. Did we talk about that?
Oh no, I kind of forgot.
Yeah, we did that summer stuff.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters mode. Not bad.
Yeah,
it was
pretty good.
Pace if you're looking for it. I like the darkened arena. That was kind of fitting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that event works like every other event. You play, you earn the currency for the event. This time around, it's cassettes, and then you cash those cassettes in for whatever.
Clever.
So, yeah, no, that's cool. And that's going to change throughout the summer. Dude, I made like a Bandit State of Play style.
Yeah, you texted us that.
Or Days of Play, whatever. Yeah, State of Play. Yeah, Days of Play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will probably be over by the time this goes up, I think. But I got my Plus subscription, $20 off, because that was due like next week. So that ended up working out well. Dude, I got NBA 2K19 for like $3.
Right, I thought it was like $2.99.
It was like I may not ever play it. It might be one of those Steam things.
Sure,
but
fuck it.
It's $3.
It was $3, and if you have that itch one day to play basketball, play a fucking RPG.
Yep, and then I got Detroit Become Human. That was
Why?
That was a little half off.
I remember you said that. What?
I think me and Victoria will that's like a me and Victoria can play through it kind of game.
Yeah.
Okay. I told her I got that. She seemed a little excited, so that's cool. And then I held one back.
Oh shit.
I will be playing Days Gone this week.
Oh God, why'd you? Come on, no.
$40, baby.
No.
$40.
You could have done. You could have spent $20 in that Breath of the Wild DLC. You know what? You should have bought that DLC for yourself and for a friend. Laughed at Heroes mode and then not. Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Come on.
You can download it.
No, I'm
right
good.
now.
I'm fine. Oh. Why?
Had $120 saved, ready to go for Plus and Days Gone.
Should have put it towards Wolfenstein.
Got all that for $93. Threw another $10 towards Dota. And the rest is paying off my credit card for whatever else I've done in the past.
Oh, man.
Yep. Days Gone, baby. Coming soon.
You starting that this week?
Probably.
Oh, God.
I'm done with Rage. I've tried and tried.
I had it installed on my hard drive, and I was looking this week as I did that. Like, don't do this. I was like, I'm just gonna uninstall Rage 2. I'm not even gonna open it. I'm like, not gonna play. I'm good. Just you didn't seem to love it, so I was like,
yeah, I can't.
It sucks.
Maybe one day.
That sucks.
It's not terrible. It's not like it's.
No, but you know what
Andromeda
that game
bad.
is.
Yeah.
You know that's the thing is like. I don't. Even some games that I tried playing this week, it was like, I did this. I've done this. You know, like at this point when I play something new, it's like I need it to feel new. And Rage, from the way you described it, doesn't seem like it's.
I don't know
new.
if I just bought on the wrong console. It might have been a PC game. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think wherever you put that, it might have felt different on PC.
Yeah.
But I feel like still at the end of the day, you're going to be running to this checkpoint and doing this thing, and running to that checkpoint and doing that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm curious to hear what you have to say about Days Gone. I mostly give you shit.
I'm excited to play it.
About it.
I really am.
It's fun to give you shit about it, but there's
I
got to be something there, right?
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
All right.
I mean, I've seen some snippets of like gameplay and just the fucking horrors that pop out of nowhere. And I think that's. I don't know what engine that's on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think like PlayStation floats around an engine. Like I feel like they all kind of use it in a way. It's that third person.
Share tech. Yeah.
It's that third person engine.
Huh. I wonder.
It's just impressive just to get that many.
I wonder if
things.
Ben got an Uncharted engine from building Golden Abyss and then blew that into something for. Could have been it. Speaking of horror, I was gonna start Resident Evil 2 last night.
Remake?
Yeah. It's been sitting on my PS4 for
That is good
6
spookins.
months. And I was like, I want something spooky tonight. And it was like midnight, and I was like, I'm just going to stay up till like 3 and do this.
Good spookins.
And then I laid in bed, and next thing I knew, it was 7 in the morning. And I was like, I guess I'm not getting spooked. So maybe that'll happen this week, but I've already got... oh, geez.
What is going on?
I don't know. But I've already got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night installed, ready to roll. So that'll be... I don't know. I saw someone bitch on... Everyone bitches about everything, but I saw someone bitch that game's 10 hours. So...
Who the fuck cares?
I know. That's perfect. I don't have more than 10 hours to play a game.
Why does everything need to be 40 hours?
Everyone's a fucking baby.
I'm spending $40, so you get $1 an hour. No, fuck you.
I waited 4 years after this Kickstarter. It should be 75,000 hours. I'm excited for a
Rage
nice...
2's biggest problem is not 5 hours.
Yeah, right. I'm excited as hell for a condensed Egavania experience. And I'm excited to see what this game is. I've been following that Discord for a real long while. And this week, the community manager posted the Kojima art for the game. Kojima, she did all those good covers, from all those Castlevania games throughout the year. She did one for Bloodstained, and it's fucking rad. So I'm excited about that. Especially in the wake of Time Spinner not being everything I wanted it to be. I'm like, yeah, I need some weird gothic. I need some Egavania. And I was going to hold out for Switch, but reports of that game, and I think PAX weren't hot. And I think it was confirmed, or at least strongly suggested, that final build of that game is going to be at 30. And it comes out a week later. It was like, I'm just gonna spend the 40 now. If it's that good, Vita. I'll buy it. Rip. It was coming to Vita. Got canceled. And Wii U.
That was a good
cancel. So here's follow my logic on this.
Oh boy.
I was like, I really want it on Switch. Boy, it'd be nice to have it on my Switch. Shit, I can't have it on my Switch. However, if I buy it on PS4, I can turn on my Vita and I can remote play and get the Vita version we never got. So win. So I'll just sit on the couch, play it on Vita. How about that? No, I'm going to play it on the big TV. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I don't think there's anything else this week. Got a little more than a week or almost 2 weeks till Super Mario Maker 2 is out. That'll be the big one at the end of the month. I think I'm going to do that digital voucher thing.
That 2 games for 100.
Because I was looking at the list, and I'm also going to get that Marvel game. I'm getting Fire Emblem. I'm getting Astral Chain. A lot of the shit that I'm going to be buying in the next few months, I could buy with those vouchers. And I was like, why not save $20 each time? So,
not bad at all.
Yeah. And then, of course, to wrap this up, we'll not announce, but reconfirm and reaffirm you should be on the freecheese.com not only every day, but especially this Friday, as Free Cheese Wrestling High Altitude debuts. I'm real excited about this one. We recorded it, obviously, but I edited it. We got some great sponsorship this time around. Really good ads peppered in there. Travel, food, maybe even some health and safety. I don't even know.
Right, we don't know.
Tune in Friday for that. But of course, you're not there for the ads. The ads are fantastic, and we love our proud partners. But you go there for the wrestling. And boy, we've got some fucking wrestling this time. Scrubbing back through all that. I forgot, because it's a long show. It's about 2 hours. And scrubbing back through it all, putting it together was... Whew. We've said it before. The debut this time?
Yeah.
First ever
women's
championship.
Yeah, match, and then for the championship.
Uh-huh. First women's match, and then you get the debut of a brand new belt.
Another belt.
Which I forgot that was the belt you made until I was editing the video, and I'm in my office just cackling like an asshole. It was pretty good.
Yep.
So you can cackle too this Friday at noon, thefreecheese.com or on youtube.com. Follow us on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at @somefreecheese. Matt is at MattyIce131. I am at The Free Cheese. And hey, you should also follow Free Cheese FCW to stay up to date on all the stuff happening in wrestling, including maybe a little sneak peek of something that may or may not be premiering on Friday with our pay-per-view, which, of course, when we say pay-per-view, we mean free wrestling show for you. That's what the PPV stands for. It's free for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Go play some video games. Happy end of E3. We'll be back next week with 305. No more E3 talk. Until next year. All aboard the train. Right?
I'm ready, man.
Climb aboard. We'll be back next week. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for listening. And we'll see you next time. Bye.